Dumb questions about sand deserts. Okay, so I have a couple questions about deserts that are probably dumb, but are keeping me up at night. 1. A desert is a finite space, so what does the beginning of it look like? Does the sand just suddenly stop, or what? 2. Is it all sand, or is there a rock floor underneath? 3. Since deserts are made of sand, can they change collocation in time? 4. Lastly, if we took the sand from alla deserts in the world, could we theoretically fill the Mediterranean Sea? Again, I'm sorry if these sound stupid. I'm just really curious about deserts for no peculiar reason. The answer: a lot of the individual questions center on the same false premise, specifically that deserts are typically and exclusively large sand fields. While many large deserts do have areas like these, i.e. ergs, https://wikipedia.org/wiki/erg landform, these tend to actually be relatively small parts of any individual desert. This discussed in more detail for the Sahara in one of our facts. https://www.reddit.com/r/askscience/wiki/planetary sciences under Sahara. As explored in more detail in that answer, the surface of the majority of the Sahara tend to be more characterized by desert pavement. https://wikipedia.org/wiki/desert pavement, and/or areas of bare rock. And this is broadly true for most deserts. For the sections of deserts characterized by ergs, certainly features within the erg, e.g. individual dunes, etc., move through time, and the erg itself can move via progressive movement of all the dunes by wind, but often things like ergs or dune fields represent collections of sand accumulated in low-lying area, so they are semi-contained. For example, within the Great Basin, https://wikipedia.org/wiki/Great Basin region in the western U.S., there are various small dune fields, mostly confined to valleys like Eureka Dunes. https://www.pince.gov/diva/plan your visit/eureka-dunes.hum at one end of the Eureka Valley. Of note, though, only portions of the Great Basin would be considered a desert, and this classification is not based on the presence or absence of sand. Instead, the definition of an area as a desert centers on that area consistently receiving very low amounts of precipitation, not that the presence or absence of ergs, or other landforms for that matter. If you look at the various ways we classify biomes or climate types, https://wikipedia.org/wiki/biome, you'll see that the classification of something as a desert is primarily dictated by precipitation, where some classifications parse out further classifications by temperature, e.g. cold desert versus subtropical desert, or other hydroclimatic factors, e.g. potential evapotranspiration, etc. Thus, thinking about the borders of a desert, this will largely be determined by borders in the relevant variables, i.e. the edge of a desert would technically be wherever the mean annual precipitation, along with what other variables are being used depending on the classification system, no longer satisfies the definition of a desert. Whether the border of a given desert, say on a map, follows the precise hydroclimatic variables used to technically classify climate zones, types, will depend on whether the extent of a given desert has more of a history. More generally, the way many geographic things are classified and divided reflect a lot of historical precedent as opposed to hard and fast parameters. Follow this channel for more Santa Explains.